grey Fergie, metal paraffin, Billy myself. Another Mr. Smith with the Power Major, Fortune Power Major there. How are you? You look at 1959, a year before I was born. There you go. The BMC Nuffield, Universal 4, and the Nuffield 460, the BMC Diesel, the David Brown 25D Cropmaster, the Dexter, Fortune Dexter with the smaller the Ford range. The first of the gold bellies, it's Fergie, Massey Ferguson gold belly. The colour of the engine's a bit of a giveaway, the 35 there, Fergie 35 gold belly. Another 135 with a Duncan carb column. The 35X there. The Massey Ferguson, the 35X, which gave a wee bit more power. The B-Reg one there. Alan Smith coming up now with his old John Deere. The John Deere D diesel. Alan, how are you? Another great vintage enthusiast. Gus with the Massey Ferguson 35. The 5711 Zetter, the Duncan Cab, 148 Massey Fergie. As you can see, a lot of these tractors came off the production line two-wheel drive, which was standard in those days. If you want a four-wheel drive, it had to be specially built and specially ordered. Whereas nowadays, a two-wheel drive is a special build. So if you want a two-wheel drive nowadays, you can't get it off the shelf, it's a special build. If the prize winners can stay in the ring, Elaine's asked the prize winners to stay in the ring. 35X, here's Dave Smith with his Fortune Super Major. Another Ferguson Ford, Fortune Ferguson. Tracy with her Berry Fergie. As you can see, this one's a narrow Fergie, which was used for berry work, going up the berry drills and what have you. Bit narrower than the rest to cover going up and down berry drills and what have you. The David Brown Select-O-Matic Land Drive 780. The Alice Chalmers D272. As you can see, they were a bit higher for row crop work. Another Massey Fergie 135 with a Duncan cab. The diesel McCormack International, bit like the one I've got. The one I've got is a W9 petrol paraffin. This one's a B450 diesel. Early 60s, coming up to more classics now with the Ford 46, with the 4D cab on it there, more in the classic range. Oh, there's no bogey load of grain on behind it, no yet anyway. Give one another, oh, I thought they would wave to one another there. Another Ferguson Gold Belly, the 35. It was originally sold by Jack Holdings. The David Brown 88 coming round Select-O-Matic with the finger bar more on behind. Kevin. The S42, International McCormack, that's what it was. The finger bar more, which would be dropped down 2 cut hay and what have you. The Fordson diesel. The Renault, the 3-wheel Renault Reliant, Del Boy. That's it, the Renault Reliant. Here we go with the B272, first tractor I learned to drive on, the International B272. John Deere, Mr. Davidson, the 1120. And another John Deere 1120, which had probably been sold by Whitton and Brown back in the day, who were the main John Deere dealers in this area back in the 70s. The Volkswagen Beetle. The Beetle there. The Embraer. The 1303S Volkswagen. Samby's Fortune Major. All the way from Edsel. Bit windy for driving him today, Sam. The Fendt now. The 104S Turbomatic. The newer classic Fendt, the 612LS Favorite Turbomatic, and another 312 Fendt, the LSA Turbomatic, the classics there. Young Sam with his Fordson, all the way from Edsel. Bit chilly huddle him today, Sam. The Fordson there, as you can see, and it's working close. Tremendous to see a lot of these vehicles still in their working jackets. The Fordson 35X. The Morris Minor. Hello sexy, how are you? Good. The Ferguson now with the MF30 grain drill, which a big grain drill in its day on farm, did all the seeding with grain and fert attachment there, as you can see. The 188 multi-power with the Ferguson pigtail time grabber on behind. The Massey Ferguson, Mr. Cochrane, how are you? The 390 12-12 shift. The 240 Fergie with the Ferguson cab, and the classics, the 3120 Matty Fergie Dynashift Datatronic. Mr. Ray, you can tell me what this one is. An Austin pickup, and he's delivering Glencairn Distillery whiskey. The Austin pickup there, the old Land Rover coming up next. Series 1 Land Rover there. You've got me, what is it? A Lagonda. There you go, it looks like a gangster. The Lagonda soft top. The Ford 5000 coming up now with the loader brackets. Also had a loader on it. Now here we go, here's Ali, look at this. The Manitou Scopic, the MLG 526. 2.6 metre reach, 5 tonne lift. Or 5 metre lift, sorry, 2.6 tonne lift. With a pickup hitch on the back, restored to its former glory. The Fordson Super Major there. Mr. Finlay, with Duffield 460. Dave, how are you doing? Another Fordson Major diesel there. Another 1120 John Deere in its working clothes, with the 2 weights on the front. As you can see, all these 2-wheel drive tractors, which came off the factory shelf as they were. The case. How are you? Good. Although we cheeky. No yet anyway, I'll wait till they come back round. The black 165 Fergie limited edition. And you in here with his 135 Fergie and the MF70 more on behind. the Morris Minor, the 7810 all the way from Coco and Forfar. Keep calm on it there. Andrew. Fergus, that's no Fergus driving. A 7610. Lights and pipes and fights all the way from Carnoustie, Mr. Callahan. Davey, the B414 International. XR3 2 Turbo. There we go, the turbo there. Escort RS Turbo. Follow the 5 Clark. Clark Ferguson's 2805 Massey Ferguson. 6th cylinder. The MG. Here we go, the 1260 Fergie. Look at this coming round now. You didn't see a lot of these now, a few of these in my younger day. The 1260 Fergie. Multi-power as well. Mr. Dunlop, how are you? As you can see, the biggest tractor in the day. The 2 spools on the rear, video and the pickup hitch. The David Brown. The case 1294, David Brown. Pristine condition. A Massey Fergie 240. Here's the Lance coming round now. What an absolutely tremendous display, ladies and gentlemen, of vintage vehicles here at the Angus Show. I take my hat off to the organisers. An absolute display of vintage vehicles. The Lance HL12. The 210 Ford Series 2. Ah, I see what it is now. Mr. Martin. Got a run in here. The 3050 John Deere. Synchro. Oh, that's the gaffer himself. The Lotus. Yeah, I can imagine me trying to get in and out of that thing. It's bad enough trying to get in and out of the wife's 2-seater Merc. Jesus. The Rover coming up next, taking up the hind end, I think it is, yep. The TC Rover. The 2000 Rover taking up the end. So the prize winners are going to stay in the middle, the rest will get just meter out. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, what an absolutely tremendous display of vintage and classic vehicles here at the show. Taking a look at all these old tractors being restored to their former glory. Restored their former glory. As you can see, Bob Cameron doing a lot of work, putting a lot of work into bringing these tractors back into working order, just to be going to show. Some of these are actually used in the winter time for ploughing matches and what have you. Some of them just kept for showing purposes to come out to events like this. Going right back to your old internationals, coming up to your classics here like the MF 2805, the Clark, and then right up to your 1250 multi-power MF pivot steer.